So you know that part of an application where they say anything else you'd like to add, anything else you'd like to tell us. You know that part, right? Guys, never leave that part empty. That place is a gold mine. That's literally your chance to steal the heart of the recruiter, right? So I'm hiring for the first time. I've been running my business, but I've never hired anybody. I'm always on the other end of, I'm always the one, reaching out to people, wanting to get more clients for my business. But I've never really hired anyone. But I'm currently in the process of hiring and doing it with Precious, but I'm doing my own part as well. And whilst I'm going through it, guys, there are a couple of things I've picked that have changed is the way I would always apply for jobs. So if I'm applying for a job right now, I know what not to do and I know what to do just because I have hired and I know what's spoke to me. Okay. So the first one I've already mentioned is that part of a job. If you have a form, you're filling a form and then they see anything else you'd like to add here. I know that by that time you're tired and the responsible answer is no. And it's fine if you don't have anything to add, it's fine. But I'm just saying that thing is a gold mine, right? If you're able to, that's where you know how you have things to say, but they didn't give you the questions that you want to answer. That is where you set your own questions, you answer your own question. Trust me, like a particular person that applied for my the open role in my company, they use that place to capture my heart. I'm telling you that, like, they just use that place to connect emotionally, share your deep passion with the recruiter. So that's number one. That part is very important. The second thing I've noticed, the second thing that this whole thing taught me is, guys, ChatGPT. I know ChatGPT is here to help, but don't overuse ChatGPT. I don't even think you should use ChatGPT when applying for a role. To be very honest, especially when the role is something that they're trying to have a chat with you, and especially when you are applying to someone who knows ChatGPT. Like, guys, I know everything. Like, if I see something that ChatGPT wrote, sometimes even if you've rewritten it, I still know that I'm still aware that this thing was written by ChatGPT. So if you know that the person is very conversant with ChatGPT, be smart about it, right? Because ChatGPT is a no-no. If I see you answering a personal question with ChatGPT, it's giving lazy and nah, don't do that. Don't do that. So the third thing I would say is study the founder, the person that is hiring you, the person who you want to work for. Study them very much. This makes all the difference, right? I saw people who just picked just one line that they picked and they wrote it there, and I know this person knows me just because you put down one line. So you might not need to study everything, but just pick out a few things that you know, okay, this person it stands for this, and put it out there, and you'll be surprised how much difference that will make. So study your founder, study the people hiring you very well before you apply, and use it wisely. Okay. I think another thing I noticed was I started to get tired toward the end of the application when I had done like when I started reading through. I was very pumped, I was very hyped, I was reading, I was so energetic. But toward the middle, I started slowing down, my energy started slowing down. So what I did is I stopped. Immediately I noticed that, oh, I'm getting tired, I stopped. Because what happened is that I now started flipping through. I wasn't reading deeply, and I just stopped and closed my computer and I rested and continued again. But not everybody would do this, so that's why it's risky. So I'm going to say, if you see an opening, apply early. The earlier you apply, the better your chances of getting it, right? Because you'll be surprised that there are so many people that are very good, but just because your application came in very late, and by the time they got to your own part, they were already tired. They will just miss you, and you miss them as well. So as much as you can, try to apply for an opening very early. It gives you leverage. Trust me. Not everybody will be as understanding as I am, because as I was reading, I was also putting myself in their shoes. I'm like, imagine if it was me that was applying, would I really like that? So I just stopped and then rested and continued. So try to apply for jobs very early when you see them. And the final thing I would say is avoid grammatical punctuation errors. Nah, don't do that. And don't tell me anybody can make mistakes. Don't tell me it's the typo. Don't do that. Make sure you read and reread your application before you turn it in. It's very important. Trust me. Okay, it's very important because it's a bad sign if you're just giving me a short application and I'm already seeing errors, especially when you're doing a sensitive role like writing social media, something that you need to write a lot and you're making errors. Nah, it's a no. Okay, so please don't, make sure you read and reread your application before you turn it in so that you're sure that there are no errors before you submit. All right. So yes, I just found out these things while I was hiring, and I said, now let me come and share with you guys, because next time I'm going to apply for a job, now I know what to do better. So yes, guys. Yeah, you're welcome.